name is Gansham Govinda Das. And today is a very auspicious day, Ekadashi. So in Vedic calendar, every month has got 2 Ekadashis. And of all the 365 days, if it's twice every month, in a whole year it comes 24 times. These 24 days are considered very auspicious, very favorable for practicing bhakti. Ekadasi is also addressed as Bhakti Janani. Janani means one who gives birth. So this day also gives birth opportunity for all of us to practice bhakti. And those of you who are here for the first time, you couldn't have chosen a better day to come and join us. So we welcome you all. Let's chant one Hare Krishna Mahamantra, welcoming everyone who are here for the first time. Raise your arms together. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Today we are going to discuss on a very important topic, and it won't stop with just discussion. We are also going to practice today. Before we get started, may I request everyone to please sit straight. Hold your palms together, close your eyes. And if you know these prayers, you're welcome to join me. Otherwise, just hear them attentively. These are prayers of our gratitude, of respect to all the spiritual teachers and to the Supreme Teacher, Lord Sri Krishna himself. Om Ajnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Can open your eyes. Hare Krishna. So today we are going to discuss on the Dharma, which is especially meant for this day and age. If you look at the Vedic timeline, there are 4 yugas which are mentioned. Do any of you know at least one of them? What's the first yuga? Satya Yuga. Satya Yuga also has got one other name. Anyone? Krita Yuga it's given. Okay. So Satya Yuga. What's the next Yuga? Satya, Treta, then Dwapara Yuga, and then welcome. We are all in Kali Yuga. And these 4 yugas, they span for a different length of time. The capacity of people who are born in each one of these ages, they vary. Kali Yuga, the yuga or the time where we live in, this is the time when people live the shortest. And as time progresses, you will see the duration of life getting more and more reduced. Now, because the time that we live in, it's actually less, there is a certain dharma or there is a certain process that is meant especially for us who are born in Kali Yuga. Now, before we delve a bit more deeper into that process, let's take a step back and understand what people used to do in Satya Yuga. There is a verse in the Shastras that say, Kritaya Dhyayata Vishnu, Tritaya Jetato Makai, Dwapare Paricharyayam, Kalavtad Harikirtan. This one single verse speaks about the dharma of all the different ages. So in Satya Yuga, Kritaya Dhyayato Vishnu, in Satya Yuga, people used to live for 100,000 years. And because they lived for such a long duration of time, they had a lot of time to follow the dharma or the spiritual process of that age, which is meditation. So if you look at, or if you have watched any of the movies on Puranic stories, you will see sages or somebody sitting there in straight, they would chant either Om Namah Shivaya or Narayana or Hare Krishna, Om Namo Narayanaya, or just chanting Om. How many of you have heard this sound, Om? Om is also Krishna. Krishna says, Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. Krishna says, of all the sound vibrations in the Vedas, he is Om. This sound Om is very special. It makes actually our whole body vibrate. Om, technically, in English, if you want to write, it's A-U-M, Aum. You can try this in your home. You just lie down and first you just chant just the first alphabet. And then you chant it as long as possible. Just I do pranayama. If you're wondering. So you can do observe which part of the body vibrates. And then you stop, take a deep breath. And now you try chanting Ooh as long as possible. Then you pause, take a deep breath, and then try chanting And if you can't pick up which part of your body vibrates, now second time you be more aware, more conscious, try the same process again. And you will see when you chant first part of the body will feel that vibration. When you say Ooh, mid part of the body will feel the vibration. You can sense it. If you lie down free on Savasana, Sava means dead body. There is asana called Sava Asana, the pose of the dead body. So you lie down like that free and try chanting. First and then Ooh and then You do that, you will see the part of the body vibrating starting from your feet, then it will come to your abdomen, and then you will, when you say it will go up. If you can't pick that up in your first go, try it the second time, try it third time. By the time you do third time, you will realize that, and you will understand why Krishna says Pranava Sarva Vedeshu. All the sounds that are available in this entire creation is encapsulated within that Om. So in Satya Yuga, when people used to live for such a long time, the process that was mentioned in the scriptures is Kriteyat Dhyayato Vishnu. Dhyaya or Dhyana means meditation. So they'll sit in one place and they would meditate for a longer duration of time. But meditation is not as easy as just sitting in one place, sitting straight, closing our eyes and trying to chant. There is a certain process also in that. The whole process is known as Ashtanga. There are 8 steps in it. Unless you do that, you can't sit in one place idle and chant with a full focus. You can't. You sit in, even now, if you sit for some time, you'll start to get some back pain in the lower back, correct? We actually need a back rest. But in those days, they would sit and chant at a stretch for thousands of years. Who wrote Ramayana? Valmiki. How long did he meditate? 60,000 years. According to Ramayana itself. He was in Satya Yuga, he meditated for 60,000 years. And what was he chanting? Ram, 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 Ram. Again, he was chanting, but at the same time, he was also meditating. For not 1 year, not 2 years, not 60 years, 60,000 years. Because they lived for such a long duration of life, they could afford to take time to master that process of meditation. And as I said, even that meditative process has got 8 stages in it. First stage is known as Yama. It means things which you are not supposed to do. Niyama, things you are supposed to do, like do's and don'ts. Like they are supposed to be vegetarian, you cannot actually take any intoxication, you cannot have any sex life at all. They are all like don'ts. Yama. Niyama means things you are supposed to do, like chanting, sitting in one place, you have to take bath 3 times a day, you have to do some puja, so on and so forth. So that's the first 2 steps, Yama, Niyama. Third step is Asana, that's when they do Yogasanas. There are 8.4 million species and there are those many asanas, 8.4 million asanas. Each of the asana, they are modeled based on the lifestyle, based on the traits and the characteristics of each one of those different species. So third step is asana, they do yogasana. Pranayama, then they do the breath work because they have to chant for a longer duration of time. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara. Pratyahara means mind always has the tendency to run here, there. You are sitting in Oran Park. Suddenly your mind may actually go to Melbourne. AFL final is happening. I think Sydney Swans already lost, unfortunately. That was 1 hour ago, before I left the temple. So, mind may go somewhere there. Mind may go here. So mind, because they have a tendency to go here, there, you catch hold of the mind and you pull back. That pulling back process is known as pratyahara. Then dharana, which is the 6th stage. Dharana means you have already pulled back the mind, now you fix the mind on something spiritual. So you meditate on Krishna, or you fix your mind on when you chant Om, or you chant Om Namah Shivaya, or when you chant Om Namo Narayanaya, or you chant Hare Krishna, you focus the mind on hearing it. That's the 6th stage, known as Dharana. Then Dhyana, because you have now fixed the mind, now you meditate on it. That's the 7th stage. Then 8th stage is Samadhi. Unless Samadhi is when you go into trance, you sit transfixed in one single focal point of attention. You sit in one place and you just focus your mind on that. That's the 8th stage. So when we watch in movies or in some cartoon series, somebody sitting and chanting, sometimes you would see kids in fancy dress or in drama, they'd sit and meditate. So it's not a child play. Meditation is a science, and as you can see, it starts from something gross and then slowly goes subtle and finally it goes spiritual. From gross to subtle to spiritual. Yama, Niyama, Asana, they are all gross, to do with the physical body. Pranayama, now you are going slightly inward. You are dealing with prana. And then you go Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana. Till that point, you are actually dealing with the mind. Finally, when you go Samadhi, then it's total spiritual activity. Now, in order to master each one, it takes many thousands of years. And until and unless you master all the previous 7 stages, you cannot sit in one place and meditate. You would see also sages, when they sit in meditation, they would be seated on top of deer skin. Why deer skin? Because they emit a certain odor which will keep snakes away and insects away. Because you don't want to sit there and be disturbed in meditation by a mosquito bite or ant bite. Okay, so what sages followed, it's all scientific. They're all documented in the Shastras and it is given clearly. You follow this process, it is a science, which means anybody who lived in that time, they can follow, it is repeatable, it is observable. It is factual. Anybody can follow and anybody can get the same result. That's why yoga is known as science. This is in Satya Yuga, when people used to live for how many years? Louder. The most important thing I always say in cheating is confidence. Now here you are not cheating. You know the answer. Say it out loud and confidently. Come on. Good. 100,000 years. You mumble when you don't know the answer. We used to do that in school, right? When the teacher asks, just so that we don't get counted out, we also mumble. We don't need to do that. You know the answer, be confident. Okay, so this is in Satya Yuga. Treta Yuga. Kriteyat dhyayato Vishnum. Tretayat yajato makai. In Treta Yuga, people used to live for 10,000 years. So during that time when people were living for 10,000 years, the process that is given is yajato, which means yagya, fire sacrifice. So they'll have big yagya kunda. Lord Ram, he appeared in Treta Yuga. But that's not the Treta Yuga of this cycle. We think Krishna came in Dwapara. Prior to that, Lord Ram came. No. Lord Ram came in the Treta Yuga 4 Chatur Yuga before, which means after Lord Ram left, Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. Again Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. Again Satya, Treta, Dwapara, Kali. Again Satya, Treta, Dwapara and Kali, which is when we are in. Understand? He came 16 yugas before. And if you calculate roughly, that comes to about 16 million years. That's how long that particular city was called by that name. So you have to understand how ancient Ayodhya is. According to Shastras, in Skanda Puran it's actually given there are 7 holy cities which are very ancient. Already Skanda Purana is ancient. If Skanda Puran says something is ancient, you have to understand how old that must have been. Kashi is given. Banaras, Varanasi, Kashi, same place. It's given as the holiest city in those lists. Kanchi, anyone here from South India? Heard about Kanchipuram? Given. Second most ancient holy city according to Skanda Puran. Third, Avanti, modern day Ujjain. The place where Krishna went to Gurukul. That's the third ancient city. Introducing Ayodhya. That's the fourth one that's given. Kashi, Kanchi, Avanti, Ayodhya, Mayapuri, also known as Haridwar. That's the fifth one. Mathura, which is where Vrindavan is. Sixth one. Seventh one is Dwarka. These 7 are the most ancient cities. Interestingly, they are still called by the same name, except probably Avanti. So that's how ancient it is. So when Lord Ram came, you would see Lord Ram performing yagya. Even when Mother Sita was in the forest, Lord Ram made an image, a murti, a deity form of Mother Sita in gold, and he would perform yajna because that was the process. And as the perfect king, perfect Maryada Purushottam, he was setting the example. This is how you perform yajna. So that was the process. But in order to do yajna, you might have heard recently about the famous or infamous Laddu row that's happening in Tirupati, unfortunately. Modern days, when ghee they actually supplied to the temple, they have already adulterated. At least for temple they could have spared. Especially something, the laddu in Tirupati, it's actually patented. You can't actually make the same thing outside. They will arrest you. They may not arrest you, but they will sue you for compensation. You can see in modern times with so much scrutiny, Balaji, I read one article a few years ago. How much wealth does Balaji have? Talking about Balaji. Balaji came in Kali Yuga, but not this Kali Yuga. Previous cycle of Kali Yuga. So after Balaji came, Balaji saw Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and now we are in Kali Yuga. And if he had born in previous Yuga, you go in front of Balaji, he would say, "Hi, I have seen you before." So Balaji came in previous Kali Yuga. And then one Chatra Yuga had finished, we are back again in Kali Yuga. So 3-4 years ago, they released how much wealth does Balaji have. I vaguely remember it was $40 billion. You take Wipro, you take ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, put their market capital together, it's still lesser than Balaji's personal wealth. That's how much wealth he has. If you look at the standard of worship, they are currently now planting sandalwood saplings in 200-acre property so that sandalwood tree would actually grow and would be ready to be offered to Lord Balaji 200 years from now. Now with so much scrutiny, so much care, so much love, so much faith, so much devotion people put, still people do adulteration. What can you do? Now going back to the point, Treta Yuga, you worship by doing Homa. Imagine if that ghee that we actually offer in Homa, it's actually adulterated. Instead of pleasing Supreme Lord, some demon will come out, correct? So performing yajna in Kali Yuga it's not possible, but in Treta Yuga it is possible. Now how big the yajna kunda was? Scriptures say 4,000 brahmanas would be seated on one side. So you can calculate how big it must be. If you are seated in one side of the yajna kunda, you can't see on the other side who is seated there unless you use a binocular. So you can imagine they would cordon off villages to do how much resources is needed. Brahmanas, they will be sitting there and they would actually be performing the yajna. Kshatriyas, they would go around and they would collect the wealth, because performing yajna, it's a very, very costly activity. It's not easy. Those days when somebody is doing, if you read descriptions given in Mahabharata just 5,000 years ago, Yudhishthir Maharaj, when he performed Rajashya sacrifice, at that time he sent an SMS to who? To all the demigods. Then all the Indra, Chandra, Varuna, Vayu, they were all seated there. And he would go personally offer them everything. Now when the people of that caliber, that stature come, you can't return them empty-handed, correct? You need to give them some gift. But you can't give chupa chups to them, You need something that would befit their position. In order to do that, you need to have enough wealth. Arjuna has got many names. In Mahabharata, it's given 10 different names. I need some help here. Can you think of any names of Arjuna which you have come across in Mahabharata or anywhere? Come on. Yes? Partha. Anything? Sorry, what? Kaunteya. Good. Son of Kunti. Yes? Dhananjaya. Good. One who had conquered wealth. I'll come to that. I like that. Yes? So Kiriti, one who wears a very famous crown, Kiriti. Yes? Bibatsu, one who is very terrorizing for the enemies. If enemies have given that name, Arjuna must have been really terrorizing, correct? Yes? Sorry? Sabyasachi, ambidextrous. He can shoot arrows with both his hands. That's how powerful he was. Yes? Sorry, what? Satavahana. Yes? Any other? Yes? Falguna. Yes? What is it? Pavacha. Spell it. Partha. Okay. Partha or Bharata, you come across. Yes, Vijaya. Yes, Jishnu. So you come across these names. 10 names. If you look at in Mahabharata, who says all these names? No. Arjuna himself. And the background of that is, okay, Namavatar has one more name. Come on, go for it.
I was saying it's Brihanala.
Not Brihanala. So during the Agyatavas, when it's finished, last day of Agyatavas, when the Kurus, they smell the presence of the Pandavas in Virata, they wage a war, knowing very well if Pandavas are there, definitely they'll come defending the king. And true to their premonition, Pandavas come, not all 5, but just one of them, Arjuna, who is in the form of Brihanala. Neither man nor woman, he comes, but as a charioteer, driving the prince of Virata, Bhuminjaya, who was the brother of Uttara. So he drives. When Bhuminjaya sees everyone assembled, he says, no hope. He jumps off the chariot and he runs away. Brihanala chases after him, catches him, brings him back, and he says, what kind of a king are you? You are running away. He says, no. When the enemy is so powerful, it is actually very wise to run away. You know, people talk philosophy out of it. That's what he tries. But Arjuna says, no, if you don't want to fight, I will fight. Then Bhumijaya asks, you fight? You are just a charioteer, you are just a dance teacher of my sister. He says, no, do you know who I am? I am Arjuna. Then Bhumijaya says, stop joking. And then Bhumijaya asks him, if you know, if you think you are Arjuna, or if you are Arjuna as you claim yourself to be, tell me the 10 names of Arjuna. Then Arjuna says all the 10 names. Okay, we started with Dharma, let's go back there. I'm remembering one other story from Mahabharata. Control. So, Treta Yuga, they do Yajna. Reason why I was asking about different names of Arjuna is, one name of Arjuna is Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya means one who conquered the wealth by defeating the kings. During the Rajasuya sacrifice, which was performed by Yudhishthir, lot of wealth was needed. In order to do that, Arjuna went on an expedition challenging the kings. Whoever accepted the kingship of Yudhishthir, they had to pay tax. So he collected. Whoever challenged Arjuna, defeated them single-handedly, collected the wealth. That's why he got that name Dhananjaya. Now why was wealth needed? Again, for this purpose, Yajna performance is a very expensive affair. Brahmanas would actually do the act by reciting mantras. Kshatriyas, they would go collect the wealth. Vaishyas, they would supply. Vaishyas, Kirshi, Goraksha Vanijyam, they give all the grains. They will also give dairy products including ghee, which is needed. Okay, needed for the Homa. If you are wondering who will supply in the whole society, Vaishyas will do. And then Shudras will actually go serving everyone, all the guests. So in this way, entire population would be involved. Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, everyone will be involved in the performance of the sacrifice. Understand, it takes a collective social effort as a collective offering for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Understand? So, this is also given for Treta Yuga. Performance of that takes longer time. Resources needed actually is so much more. This is the dharma of Treta Yuga, to perform all these wonderful fire sacrifices. Dwapara Yuga, Dwapare Paricharyayam. In Dwapara Yuga, the dharma that is given in the Shastras is, you go to different places of pilgrimage. There are different Divya Kshetras, they say. Can you tell me names of any Divya Kshetra? Okay, Kashi, Kedarnath, Come on, any holy place you have come across from the back? Rameshwaram, good. Ayodhya, Badrinath, sorry, what? Arunachal, yes. Jagannath Puri, Srirangam, Kurukshetra. Okay, you just close your eyes, meditate on India map, you will come across dozens and dozens of names. Tirupati, I'm going in December. So you'll come across so many. Mayapur, Puri, Vrindavan, Dwaraka. So everything. So in Dwapara Yuga, the dharma that's given is deity worship. Part of that is people would go to each of these different places of pilgrimage. And they would go hear from the sadhus. They would go take bath in holy rivers there. They would go do some charity. They would go sit and do some austerity. They would go to each of these different holy places and perform some spiritual activity. And when they come back home, they would stay in home and they would do puja, deity worship. So this is what they were doing in Dwapara Yuga. What were they doing in Satya Yuga? Meditation or dhyana. Treta Yuga? Yajna, fire sacrifice. Dwapara Yuga, deity worship, visiting holy places. Welcome to Kali Yuga. And you live in Oran Park. I live in North Sydney. What can we do? We neither live for longer duration, nor do we have enough resources, nor do we have those many holy places. Deity worship, there is a certain standard also there. Like in our temple in North Sydney, we have Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan Ki Jai. So we have them. They have been personally carried by our founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada, and they came in flight. Prabhupada seated them right next to him on the seat. They arrived here on Narasingha Chaturthasi and they got installed on the 10th of May 1971. From 10th of May 1971 to, what is today's date? 28th September 2024, which is like what, more than 53 years? Right from 10th of May 1971, they have been offered 2 dresses, morning and evening. They are offered at least minimum of 6 aratis and 6 bhog offerings, which is cooked separately for them every single day without being missed. This is ISKCON standard. Now, this is the standard, and to do this, you can imagine how much manpower is needed. Our temple has 6 full-time pujaris, and we have a lot of congregation devotees also. Even from Vaman Kshetra, we have many devotees coming. We have Prabhu cooking. We have Atul Gopal Prabhu, so many different, Mahavasi Gopal Prabhu, Radharaman Prabhu, Radhika Priya Mataji, where is she? She stitches beautiful dresses for them, turban piece for them. So many different devotees offer so many valuable services. Okay, so for more than 53 years. Now if you go to India, you will come across ancient temples. That's been there for 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. I come from a place in South India called Tanjavur. Okay, there's a famous Brahadishwara temple, that's 1,000 years old. But if you go to India, 1,000 is nothing. You know, you'll come across temples that are like, thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of years old. And deity worship still keeps on going. If you go to Vrindavan, Vrindavan alone has 5,000 temples. Okay, so deity worship is not easy. It takes commitment not just from you, for generations. So before you perform deity worship, first all those arrangements need to be made. So it's not easy. And to maintain that standard, it's not easy. And then suddenly you will come across, some contamination here, there. And then again something has to be adjusted there. So on and so forth. So deity worship, to be able to do round the clock without even missing one offering, it's very difficult. Even during COVID, we were just a handful of us, still service went on non-stop. Bhog offering, festivals, even Ratha Yatra, we built our own Ratha and we did it inside the temple. All festivals. So there are a lot of things that are involved in deity worship. Okay, so in Dwapara Yuga, deity worship was the standard. Now in Kali Yuga, we still do some meditation here and there, we still do some yajna, we still do deity worship. But this is not the ultimate process. This alone, to gain success in our spiritual life by doing this alone is very difficult. Not impossible, very difficult. That brings the next question. If this is difficult, what is the recommended process for this day and age? Kalau tad Hari Kirtan. Hari Kirtan means each one of them, they are sacrifice. In Satya Yuga, rather than lying down and sleeping, somebody sat in meditation, going through that austerity to sit, sacrificing their comfort, sacrificing their thinking power, sacrificing any other sense gratification, stay focused in one place. That's a kind of sacrifice. Same way, Treta Yuga, they did fire sacrifice. Again, they could have used the money, they could have used their energy, their time, their focus on something else. They spent all of that in pleasing the Supreme Lord. Same Dwapara Yuga. They could have gone for some holidaying, to the Alps mountains. Instead of that, they go to place of pilgrimage, worshipping them. They can spend the time differently, but they choose to offer all their time, money, energy, everything in serving the Supreme Lord. In Kali Yuga, because externally we don't have that capacity to be able to do worship using all those resources, the process itself is very simple that anybody can do. Somebody who is a pauper can do, somebody who is an illiterate can do, somebody who can't move can do, somebody who is lying down can do, a man can do, woman can do, youngster can do, old man can do, newly born baby can do, baby even before it is born can do, a person who is dead can do. Welcome to Bhakti Yoga. Kalau tad Hari Kirtan. Simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord. And this chanting is not something we do only in Kali Yuga. It is done even in former ages also. When Dhruva Maharaj, when he did the meditation, what did he chant? Yes, louder. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. When Hanuman does chanting, what name does he chant? Jai Shri Ram, Jai Shri Ram. When Narada Muni chants, what does he chant? Correct. According to B.R. Chopra Mahabharata, correct. Narada, because he is always depicted to chant only Narayana. Whenever we think about Narada Muni, we always say Narayana, Narayana. No. Narada Muni chants Narayana, no doubt about it. Narada Muni is there everywhere. Narada Muni chants Lord Ram's name. You go to Ayodhya, in spiritual world, you will see Narada there. Narada himself says. You go to Dwaraka, you will see Narada there. There he chants Hare Krishna. Okay, you go to even Kailash in spiritual world. Kailash, what we see here in Himalayas, this is just a prototype. Original Kailash is not here. Original Kailash is in the spiritual world. Okay, Lord Shiva is a spiritual personality. Mother Parvati is a spiritual personality. You will see Narada Muni there also, dancing with Lord Shiva. Okay, so Narada Muni chants all the holy names. Wherever he is, whoever the presiding deity is, he will chant their name. But normally, because of the influence of television, it is not bad. In this case, we say Narada Muni chants only Narayana. Narada Muni chants Narayana, but he chants the holy name of every single avatar of Krishna. So there is one Upanishad by name Kali Santarana Upanishad. And as the name implies, this particular Upanishad has got instructions for people living in Kali Yuga exclusively. The instructions are simple. It's very terse, to the point, and straightforward. One day Narada Muni goes to Lord Brahma, who is his father, who is his guru as well. And he asks him, there are so many different spiritual paths that are there. What is that one single path that can be followed by people in Kali Yuga? Then Brahma asks Narada Muni, what's wrong with people in Kali Yuga? Then he tells all the glorious qualities of us. Prayana alpayusha sabdya kalavasmin yuge janaha manda sumanda matya manda bhagyahi upadritaha. Bhagavata Puran says. First of all, our life duration is very, very small. Prayana alpayusha. Ayusha means lifetime. Alpa means very less. ISKCON headquarters is in Bengal, Mayapur. If you go there to take prasad, they have big prasadam halls, many. And they'll roll a trolley, and the trolley would actually have big food troughs, and they would serve. Remember this word, alpa. If you don't know that, even before you blink, you'll be served like this much quantity in your plate. I stayed in Mayapur for close to a year. I learned that alpa, before even they come, alpa like that. So you serve very less. There are some Bengalis here, you would know my predicament. Okay. So they like to serve more. Bengali culture is like that, very rich. So prayana alpayusha sabdya. Ayusha means lifetime. Alpayusha means very short lifetime we have. Kalavasmin yuge janaha. For the people who are born in Kali Yuga. Next quality, manda. People are usually quite lethargic. As if that's not enough, manda sumanda mataya. When the word su is actually prefixed in Sanskrit, you take it as super. Meda means intelligent, sumeda means super intelligent. Manda means lethargic, sumanda means super lethargic. That's us. Manda, sumanda mataya, manda bhagya. Bhagya means fortunate. Manda bhagya means unfortunate. Even if you have the best thing, you give it to people, people can't because they're not interested. And always disturbed, upadritaha, mentally always disturbed. They are predicting, World Health Organization, WHO, in another 5 years' time, in every home, you know the world population, 8 billion people. You know Australian population? How much? 27. Yeah, 27. Not 27 billion, million. Terms and conditions apply. So world population is 8 billion. World Health Organization is saying in another 5 years' time, every home will have at least one person who would be mentally disturbed. Serious business. So, this is symptoms of Kali Yuga. So Narada Muni tells this to Brahma and he says, oh my dear spiritual master, my dear father, please tell me, how can the people in Kali Yuga be delivered? And then Lord Brahma quotes from this Shastra, and that's what's documented. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Iti Shodashaka Namnam Kali Kalmashu Nashanam Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Brahma, he sits in meditation. Krishna seated from within his heart, he reveals the Vedas to Brahma. Brahma has got 4 heads. Chaturmukha Brahma. How many Vedas are there? 4. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharva. Brahma recites Vedas from all the, one Veda from each of the mouth. So Brahma knows all the 4 Vedas back to front. Correct? Because he has written, it's realized knowledge for him. He has heard, meditated, and he's spoken also. And Brahma says, after saying this mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Iti Shotashaka Namnam Kali Kalmashu Nashanam Nata Parataropaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. After analyzing all the 4 Vedas in its entirety, there is no other mantra which is as powerful and as capable of destroying Kali Kalmashu Nashanam, of destroying the dirt which will settle in the minds of people who would be born in this age as much as this mantra. That's why we call this as Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Okay, so this mantra comes directly from Upanishad. Who said this mantra? Lord Brahma. Because you need to know, if you are chanting a mantra, you need to know who is actually saying this. Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma said this to who? Narada Muni. Okay, so simply by chanting this mantra, we would take the same effort or same effect, same achievement, same result as performing meditation in Satya Yuga, performing Yagya in Treta Yuga, visiting all the holy places in Dwapara Yuga simply by chanting this Maha Mantra in Oran Park. That's the power of this mantra. Okay, so today what we are going to do, we have got some beats. We are going to distribute that to you, and I'm going to show you. We'll chant together for 5 minutes. Do I have your permission to have 5 minutes of your attention? So we'll teach you how to chant. You can chant, and if you'd like to take one, you can go to the table at the end of the program. You can make any donation from your heart. Our tradition is we can gift books, but we can't gift japa bag alone. And the reason is, when you gift the beads to other person, whoever who is giving has to take the karma of the person who is taking. Okay, so in order to make it as a business transaction, we ask for donation. Unless somebody here who likes to take a karma of everyone else. Do I have any volunteer here? We don't. Okay, so you chant this Namavatar. Can I get one? So this is a japa bag, and inside that, if you put your hand in, you will see beads. You can pull it out. How many of you still haven't received one yet? Put your hand up. So our volunteers can give you one. Everyone has one? Good. Okay, Namavatar, there is some who is still waiting there. Okay, so you have these beads. So there are 108 beads in this. I expect a question here, which is exactly why 108? Okay, 109. Why 108? You see, there are 108 beads, but there is one special bead has 109th bead with a small tuft. You can see it there. So that bead represents Radha and Krishna. Now before we go there, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra has got only 3 words. What are they? Hare, Krishna and Rama. Hare refers to Srimati Radharani. Okay, so when we say Hare, it is Radharani's name. How is Hare Radharani's name? Hare means the spiritual energy of the Lord. Because she is the Shakti, energy means Shakti. Krishna is the Shaktiman. Radharani is the Shakti. Okay, you would have heard the word Shakti more in reference to Mother Parvati, Shiva and Shakti. But again, the context there is Shiva is the master and Shakti, she is the energy, Ardhangini. Okay, she is the better half of Lord Shiva. So same way, Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Krishna's Shakti, he is Srimati Radharani. Hare or Hara means the spiritual energy of the Lord, or in other words, the spiritual Shakti of the Lord. Understand? So here Hare refers to Srimati Radharani. Krishna, we all know, the one with the flute. And Rama. When they asked this question to Prabhupada, there are many Ramas. Just like there are many Bharatas also in scriptures, correct? Multiple Bharatas. Lord Ram's brother is Bharat. There is Bharat Maharaj also. There is another Bharat who was a partial representation of the Supreme Lord. You will come across. So, Rama here refers to which Rama? There is Parashuram, there is Balaram, there is Raghupati Ram. Which Ram? Prabhupada said all the above. If you want to understand this word Ram referring to Lord Ram, okay. But technically speaking, this word Ram refers to the meaning of Krishna is the most attractive person. Correct? Meaning of Radha means one who does supreme aradhana, supreme worshipper. Likewise, meaning of the word Ram means one who gives pleasure to other people, one who gives pleasure to everyone. That's what Ram means. Now, because Krishna, he is the supreme pleasure giver for everyone, one who pleases everyone's senses. That's why Krishna has got the name Govinda as well. So, Krishna is also called as Ram here. Okay, so you can understand this word Ram in relation to all these three personalities, especially Lord Ram, Balaram, and Krishna himself. Okay, so Hare is who? Whenever we say Hare, we remember Srimati Radharani. You don't need to think, but you understand Hare here refers to Srimati Radharani. Okay, Krishna is who? Krishna. And Rama is up to you, as you like it. You can understand Rama as Krishna, you can understand Rama as Lord Ram himself, you can understand Rama as Krishna's brother Balaram as well. So you have three options there. Okay. So 108 beads are there. There is one special bead. This is Radha Krishna bead. That means who are these other 108 beads referring to? Krishna has got millions and millions of devotees. There is one story that's given. Krishna once goes to the home, to the kunja of Srimati Radharani's rival, Chandravali. When Radharani came to know that Krishna has gone to Chandravali's camp, Radharani has one flying airplane. She gets all her servants in there, servant maids. Take a guess, what's the number of personal servant maids of Srimati Radharani? 360 million. That's how many personal servants she has who would assist her in her service to Lord Sri Krishna. Of all of those millions, there are 108 who are considered to be very, very close, most dearest. Of the 108, 8 of them are considered to be even more closer. That's why we call them Ashta Sakis, who are the very dear friends. So this 108 refers to each one of those gopis, and there is name for each one of them also. Lalita, Vishaka, Champakalata, Chitra, Tungavidya, Induleka, Rangadevi, Sudevi, keeps going. Okay, so there are 108. So when we hold these beads, we touch them, the sense of touch is involved. When we chant the holy name of the Lord, the sense of speech is involved, second sense. And when we say something and we hear that, sense of hearing is involved, third. How many senses do we have? Physical senses? Only 5. Of the 5, 3 are already involved. Sense of touch, sense of speech or taste, sense of hearing. There is only 2 more, which is sense of smell and sense of seeing. If you like, you can see the photo of Krishna when you chant, no problem. If you like, you can light an incense. That way you can get all the 5 senses to do one single activity. Now you understand why chanting is meditation. Because what do people in Satya Yuga do? They close their eyes, control their senses, sit straight and try to focus their mind on doing one single activity. Now if I ask you, where is your eyes? Point at it. How would you point it? Like this, correct? Ears? Nose? If I tell you point at your mind, where will you say? Here? Here? We don't even know where the mind is. How can we control it? Understand? So the way to control the mind is you can't directly control, but you can indirectly control. How do you indirectly control? By controlling the gross senses. Wherever the gross senses go, mind will also run in that direction. So chanting, even if you don't close your eyes, even if you don't smell, simply by picking up the beads and chanting, 3 senses are involved. Best of 5 senses, 3 senses. If 3 is going in one direction, other 2 will be drawn in that direction only. Now when 5 senses are going in the same direction, mind, which is the subtle sense and the most powerful sense, will also go in the same direction. So simply by chanting the holy name of the Lord, you can control the mind. How many of you understand this point? Say loudly, Hare Krishna, like that. Hare Krishna. Are there still someone who hasn't understood it? Let's hear one more time. If you have understood this point about chanting being meditation, say Hare Krishna louder. Hare Krishna. Okay, that's better. I'm convinced. Okay, so simply by chanting, we can control the mind, and we can simply sitting in one place and chanting. You can walk and chant. You can lie down and chant. You don't even need to brush your teeth and chant. You heard it right. When I heard that first time, really, I like this process. You don't need to fast. Women can chant on all the 365 days. No rule, no regulation. In terms of this particular mantra, specifically it's given na kala, na niyama. There is no rule, no regulation. If somebody, I get phone calls sometime, oh somebody passed away in my home, can I? No problem. Women go through the monthly cycle, can they? No problem, you can do. I'm sick, can I do? No problem. I can only lie down and do, is it okay? No problem. I can't do one mala fully every day. I can only chant 5-6 mantras. Is that okay? No problem. As I said, rule number 1 is there is no rule for this particular mantra alone. Now in temple when you come, we do lot of mantras. Not every mantra is merciful like this. In fact, I can't think of any other mantra who is as merciful as this. For us, if we have to go to the altar, we have to take bath. We can't drink. Sometimes we go, we stay in the altar for 10 hours, 12 hours. Once I went in, came out after 34 hours. You can't use the toilet, you can't drink, you can't eat food, you cannot do anything. So Gayatri Mantra, when we chant, you can't even say it out loud. Reason why Gayatri Mantra should not be said out loud is, unfortunately you will see online version people releasing albums, especially for Gayatri Mantra. First rule is it should come from parampara, point number 1. Point number 2, Gayatri Mantra has to be recited mentally only. It cannot be chanted out loud. If you chant out loud, you will attract subtle beings who will come and attack you. So if you have bad dreams, if you think you feel very low, you have a lot of negativities, or if you think you feel, the home is actually getting haunted like that, and if you are playing out Gayatri Mantra loud in your tape recorder, there is no more tape recorder. From YouTube, from your CD player, from anything, first stop playing that, because Gayatri Mantra has got a rule. There is a certain time you are supposed to chant. There is a certain direction you are supposed to face. There is a certain way how you are supposed to count. And you can't get it directly from YouTube and chant. Your guru has to give you. You have to follow certain rules. You should have taken bath. So there are rules and regulations for other mantras. But for this mantra, specifically it's given no na kala, na niyama. There is no rule, no regulation, no time also. As I said, you can chant this even while you are in your bed. You can chant this even before brushing your teeth. You can chant this while eating. You can chant this as you walk. You may go for walking. How many of you go for regular walking as exercise? I do. Yeah, others please do. We need to take care of our body properly. And as you go, you can chant. Okay, so simultaneously you can benefit your body as well as your mind. Okay, it's still a spiritual activity. Okay, so the way how you hold this, I'll finish in another 2 minutes. The way how you hold this is, the beads are there, you place it in your middle finger of your right hand. You don't touch this bead with your left, but only with your right. Okay, certain It's part of our tradition. This is what we do. So you place it in your middle, use your thumb to touch the first bead. And then as you touch it, you hold that, still touching that, and now you chant Hare Krishna. How many of you know this mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Or rather, how many of you don't know this mantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Put your hand up. Anyone don't know this mantra? Can I get help? Shiva. You don't know Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Just write it on board. You can write it. It's at the back. Okay, yeah, it's there already. So you can see here. Okay, so Hare Krishna. So those of you who put the hand up that you don't know, you can read from here. It has got only 4 lines. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, so there is only 4 lines in this. So the way how you chant is, you hold your thumb, hold the beads with both your thumb and the middle finger, just the first bead, and you chant this mantra. And as you chant this mantra, 2 things are important. You chant it out loud and clear so that you can hear. Okay, so you chant in such a way so that you can hear what you chant, each and every syllable of this. Syllable means, when I say Hare, it has got 2 syllables, Hare. Likewise, Krishna means Krishna, that's 2 syllables. Okay, so when you chant, when you say Krishna, you make sure you pronounce it properly and you hear it. Will Krishna curse me if I don't chant nicely? No, Krishna is not cursing God. Okay, Krishna never gets upset with his devotees. If Krishna gives you trouble, no problem, we'll go and complain to Srimati Radharani. Okay, so you don't need to worry about Krishna. Okay, Krishna is all loving God. Krishna never punishes, Krishna never gets angry with his devotees. Okay, so you don't need to fear. What if I actually don't chant it properly? No, Krishna is not going to be upset. Krishna will still be very happy with you that you have made the effort. You have made the effort to chant. Okay, so you hold that and then you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Now you move to the next beat. Okay, I see some of you keep moving it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna. No. You hold in the first beat, and for every beat you are going to chant this mantra in full. Okay, now you go to the second beat. Again you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Go to the third beat. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's keep going for another probably 2-3 minutes. Okay, so you can close your eyes. If you don't know the mantra, you can still open your eyes. You can still see here, and as you chant, try to focus on your chanting and try to hear everything that you chant. Okay, let's start. 1, 2, 3. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. You can stop there. So this is how you chant. Every day you can spend like 10 minutes. If you are a beginner, that's how long it actually takes, 10 to 12 minutes. You can chant in the morning, chant in the evening. You can be together as a family. We have many families in our community who do that. And initially you start one round and then slowly you can increase over a period of time. Your speed will also increase. I have been chanting for like 18, 19 years now. So when you keep chanting, you will still learn to chant a bit more faster, but without compromising on the clarity of your chanting. Okay? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So your breathing will also be seamless. Understand? But it takes practice. So, but initially when you do, first get into the rhythm. Slowly focus, and as you chant, as I said, there is no rule, you can chant as slow as possible. Okay, take your time, no problem. But most important thing is, when you chant, you need to chant loud enough so that you can hear. If you chant more louder so your neighbor can hear, that's also okay. They will also benefit. But at least you should hear. Okay, so this is not meant for chanting it silently. Not like that. So you chant it loud and you chant it clear, distinctly, so you can hear the holy names like that. Okay, any questions on this? Okay, good. So we will collect these beads back from you. And if you like to take one for yourself, we are not selling them. You can make any donation, $1, $2, $5, $10, 50 cents, doesn't matter. Most important thing is just make any token donation and you can take this home and then bring it next whole program also. But between now and the next program, please to keep chanting every day. Oh, what will happen if I don't chant one day? Nothing will happen. The day will pass, chant the next day. Continue, no problem. Okay, as I said, there is no hard and fast rule for chanting this at all. And girls, ladies, you can chant on all the 365 days. No restriction. Kids can chant, elderly people can chant, men can chant, women can chant, non-vegetarians also can chant. One of the most frequently asked questions. Okay, non-vegetarians also can chant. You can chant on any day. Can I chant on the day when I cook and eat meat? No problem, chant. Most important thing is, we have to perform the spiritual activity for this day and age. Okay? One quick final announcement. Next month in October, we celebrate of the 12 months in a year in Vedic calendar. 1 month is considered very auspicious and very dear to Krishna. It is so dear to Krishna. Krishna gives his own special name to that month. The name of the month is Damodar. So during that month, our team of devotees from Vaman Kshetra will be visiting your homes. If you register, we will be visiting your homes and we will be doing a very short program. The whole duration of the program will be for only 1 hour. During that time, we will come sing a bhajan called Damodarashtakam. You can also invite friends from your family or relatives, anyone, to your home. We will bring a small murti of Damodar. We will give you opportunity to offer lamps for them. If you like, you can have some cut fruits, you can offer them and we'll distribute them as prasad. The whole program will go one, if you like, stretch 1.5 hours. Sometimes if the people is like more, they have more questions, we still have that. We'll be doing that program in the hall also. But this is a wonderful opportunity for you to invite devotees to your homes. Scriptures say that if you go and take bath in Ganga, how many of you have heard Ganga? Okay, remember this. There is one verse in the Puranas that say Even if you are taking bath in Sydney, under the shower, every time you take bath, you simply say Ganga, Ganga, Ganga 3 times. Yes, see, even a child is actually saying. You simply say Ganga 3 times, you get the same benefit of actually taking bath in Ganga. Understand? Now, reason why I said Ganga is, scriptures say, even if you keep on taking bath in Ganga day after day after day after day, Ganga will purify you only after a prolonged use, which means you can't just go dip and come and say I am pure now. It doesn't work like that. You have to keep on dipping over and over and over and again for many years together. Okay, so in ashram, if you come in the morning when we take bath, you will hear Ganga, Ganga. One devotee will chant again Ganga, Ganga. So whenever you take shower, you can still chant Ganga 3 times. Ganga, Ganga, Ganga. That's same as taking bath. But there is something given which is even more powerful, which is even more instantaneous than taking bath in Ganga, which will give you instant result. And that is association of devotees. So if you invite a group of devotees to your home, devotees will bring Krishna in their heart and they will also bring the Murti. And your home will become temple. Your home will not have any negative energy. Your home will become spiritual. So that's the beauty. When you go to the temple, you will feel a certain vibe. How many of you have got that experience going to any temple? Would you like your home also to have that vibes? How many of you would like to have? Put your hand up. So then all you do is, you invite the devotees to your home, let them do some bhajan. We don't charge you anything. There is no cost involved in this. And they will come during this auspicious month. They'll come, read a little bit from the scriptures, chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, sing Damodara Ashtakam. They will give you opportunity. They will bring the lamps. You don't need to make anything. All you would need to arrange is one table. That's all. Covered it with the cloth. Everything else devotees will bring. Okay, so this opportunity you get only once in a year. So please do register in the table as you go out. So there is a certain date. What's the dates and the details? One of our Vaman Kshetra volunteers will actually announce at the end of this program. So you can make a note. But as you walk out, if you give the details there, they'll tell you the options. You can invite the devotees on either the working days in the evening or weekends, morning, evening, anytime is fine. But please do take this wonderful opportunity to benefit you, your family, as well as your friends. You can invite them also. Many times we go to a program, people invite their family friends. When they participate in it, they also feel like, hey, can you come to our place also? We go. So every year, we do in hundreds of homes this way. Okay, and we do it across so many different suburbs, close to 80 suburbs we do. So you are very fortunate to have a very well established community of devotees here, and they are here to serve you. Please take advantage of this opportunity. Okay, so thank you very much for your kind attention. As I said, whoever who came for the first time, you couldn't have chosen a better day. Today is Ekadashi, and we all have started to chant Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Please take this habit. It's a good day to start any new habit. You can make any donation and you can grab your bead bag. And if you have any questions in this, I'll be there. You can come and ask me, and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Okay. Before we finish, let's chant. Raise your arms. Let's chant one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Let's do it 3 times. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radha Gopinath Bhagwan ki Jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Yuga Dharma Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai. Oran Park Community Devotees ki Jai. Hare Krishna.
His Grace Ram Prabhuji ki Jai. Thank you, Rudy. Thanks for an enlightening class, starting from Satya Yoga to all the way to Kalyug to Oran Park. Let's chant one Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and dedicate that to Ram Prabhu, who came all the way from North Sydney. So please chant one round.